So today I want to share to you my advocacy. When I was a child, I could not grasp the idea of politics, of countries and democracy. I could not comprehend how random people, stranger, were the ones to make the rules for my life. I wasn't able to understand why there were rules that needed to be made anyway. Why would people say this is a free country when there were rules and orders to be followed? To add a little bit of plot twist, I'm going to tell you the truth here. I did not grow to be an anarchist, and though I still cannot completely comprehend the sheer concept of politics, which is I'm sure that politicians themselves cannot completely explain, I sure I have learned since then. I now develop a certain curiosity when it comes to the mysterious decision making. So, what I know is that being exposed to politics is good for me and important for me. Yet I have found that this is not the norm of my age. Instead, there are so many of them who don't care about politics. This was the first time this question came into my mind. What should we care about politics? Specifically for the youth. So the answer is, as long as you actively care about politics, your life is in your hand. Pagod na ba sa bulok na sistema ng politika ng bansa? Naging bulag na ba sa mga maling polisiya? That some of us, especially the youth, who disregarded the importance of political awareness. That is why let's bring this advocacy as the election is about to come. Ang tanong, is 2022 really needs or ask for change? So this advocacy is all about increasing the participation and elevate the awareness among citizens and the youth. Developing Citizens, the participation program, begins with a thorough understanding of the political landscape in our country and the organization and the capacity of the civil society. This includes the understanding of the basic citizens' attitudes towards government and political change, how power is used and understood by individuals and institutions, how the government is elected, and the extent of political participation opportunities. In my advocacy of promoting and elevating political awareness, it needs a systematic baseline assessment that are essential for meaningful program design, implementation, monitoring, and evaluation. Specifically, baseline assessment, health focus plan, and resource by identifying needs and opportunities, determine program starting points and appropriate approaches, provide information and potential partners, and existing citizens participation initiative, help to build the relationship with citizens, political parties, and the government official. On one hand, this advocacy aims for young people with the opportunity to participate in and learn to what democracy is. The teaching and training shall promote belief in democratic values and in democracy as a form of the government. It shall give the willing participants an understanding of the basic rules of the democracy and the importance of protecting them. Awareness raising doesn't have the goal to change a political directly. It is purely about informing people and giving them the new bits of information. However, awareness raising can be a tool for advocacy to convince policymakers in the urgency of the certain issue back up with the whole community. Awareness raising is very powerful because it educates people about topics which are new to them and encourage them to participate in bringing change. The world is changing daily and even time to time there are new issues coming into light. There are new solutions which became available too. Most of the time, the only obstacle standing in the way of human progress is the perception, the attitudes toward a certain cause or certain problem, and this is where it needs change. The world would become a better place. So when people do not speak out opinion, but with strong political participation, having courage to speak out, advocate for change, is establish the practice of silent, it enables the outdated notion to continue. This is what changing the world for the better. While a person assume that things such as child labor, for example, have been all been eliminated. So that's not true. And the only way to advocate for the complete elimination of this educate is to educate the people about it. Things don't simply vanish and uncomfortably things do exist. They just go underground, but they are not eradicated. It may appear that some redundant to hear over and over the human rights and the rule of law. Ugly truth is that they told to spurn an action for a larger audience. This is mostly treated as education and informing public at large, those changing the attitude and making the people be curious instead of judgmental. Many times, the lack of information causes fear and it results all kinds of unintended consequences. Awareness campaign seeks to fill the educational gaps created by a lack of knowledge. On a positive note, there are new solutions and new breakthroughs on issue which might have considered as a lost cause in a very recent past, and the public at large won't be aware of this unless we have the campaign to educate and update people. So let's buckle up together, preparing ourselves to empower our national faith through productive youth, and it's time for us to fulfill what Rizal claimed, that we are the root of change. That would be all. Thank you.